Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and I go for an e-bike ride every morning. And there's one particular morning I noticed that my hat cam, well, actually, after I got home and looked at the video, I noticed that my hat cam needed to be adjusted. By the way, the water in the road, and then if you look over on the right side, there's water in the yard over there. Well, they irrigate here in this area of Arizona, and they flood. You just turn on, open a valve, and the irrigation comes flooding into your yard. And about an hour and a half later or so, you turn it off, and then you've got all this flooded water. Well, if you notice back there, it didn't run across the road. It just showed up on the low side of the road, and that's because there's thousands of gopher holes around, and so there was one in the yard that ran from the yard under the ground over to the road, came up over there. So when the yard was flooded, then the the water ran into the road. Now you notice also that I'm bouncing a lot. This is just simply a ride I took, and I thought, well, I'll just show you how it is on dirt roads. Also, because my camera wasn't adjusted right, you'll be able to see when I shift from my 7th gear down to my 6th gear, because everything was kind of crooked there, and you can see when I do that. And by the way, when I ride on dirt roads, I always leave it in pedal assist 1. I could put a link to when I crashed my e-bike and some of the other videos related to that. But I was in pedal assist 2 going way too fast. And it wasn't because I was going fast, but as it turned out, I crashed harder. So anyway, I had my front tire inflated too low. And it rode up on the side of a rut. Well, anyway, so as you can see, I'm shifting gears a little bit and just trying to get through the dirt road. But I love riding on dirt roads. I'd rather ride on dirt roads than paved roads, unless I'm going somewhere. Like if I need to go somewhere to film with my drone, then I'll ride on paved roads to get there because it's faster. But this is just kind of an enjoyable way for me to ride every morning. So anyway, I thought, well, maybe I could tell you a story. I'm trying to figure out, I'm kind of running out of stories because I told you how I got my first job, and then I worked there for 12 years at the high school and had a lot of good experiences. One of the things that I remember is I had a student teacher in the metal shop class, and he was one of these cool guys. Now, back in the 60s and 70s, the afro haircut was real popular. I guess still is kind of, but anyway, this guy, he wasn't Afro-American. He was just a regular old guy, and he had this, he was a kid, going to college, and so he had to have his afro. And I think I've told this story, but it's fun to remember. So in that particular day, he was going to use the forge to show the students how to do like a blacksmith does and forge things out of metal. Well, the forge that we had in the shop, the first thing you did was turn on the air that blows against the flames, and then that blows the flame out to where the metal is, but first you turn the air on, and then you light like we would light a paper towel and lay it down there close to the forge was like a big square hole, and the foundry. And so you would put your metal down in that hole, and the flame coming out would heat it up, along with the air blowing it against the metal. So the idea was to get the the air turned on, and then roll up a paper towel and light the end of it, and then put it down near the hole, and then slowly, I mean slowly, turn on the gas. And pretty soon enough gas would get there, and it would go whoosh, and it would flame up, it would start burning hot just like it's supposed to. And then you put your whatever you're working on, you put your metal into the middle of the hole where the flame is, get it nice and hot, red hot, and then there was an anvil next to that, and you'd pull it out and grab a hammer, and you pulled it out with a pair of tongs, by the way, and you'd grab a hammer and then start hammering whatever you were trying to make on the anvil. One of my favorite projects to teach was how to make a shoehorn, because you had to get the metal really thin without burning it away, where the shoehorn part, and then you had to get it curved just right. Plus, you had to have a handle on it. So we did that out of a 1/4-inch square piece of metal, of steel. And so anyway, he was going to show them how it's done. And I said, "Now, you sure you know how to do this? You've done this before?" "Oh, yeah. And I said, do you want me to go over it with you?" "Oh, no, I got it." So, and by the way, this little road I'm taking right now, and you may have noticed I was shifting gears from the 7th gear to the 6th gear now and then. Anyway, so he said he had it. So the metal shop had a glass enclosed office, and so I could watch him from in there while all the kids were circled around the forge and the foundry. And so I was sitting there, and I was grading papers and looking up every once in a while, and he seemed to be coming along fine. The only thing is he forgot the routine of turn on the air first and then the gas. And so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear ka-woof, and I look out in the shop, and there's a whole bunch of gray smoke rising off of this kid. And that was his afro. and it was just rising slowly like a cloud, and it came up, and when it finally got to where you could see him, when the cloud went away, he had about half of his afro left. And the kids were laughing. I shouldn't be laughing because I'm an adult. But anyway, so that's one of the stories that I remember about teaching for that 12 years that I taught in Pasco High School. And I enjoyed teaching. I really did. I had the students and I took pleasure in tricking each other. Like one time, I came in the room. This is the old days, okay? I came in the room. I had been at the office, and somebody had turned the lights off. So I came in, threw the switch to turn the lights on, and they didn't come on. And we had this one tall kid who had gone around the room, standing on the drafting tables and unscrewing all the bulbs enough so that when you threw the switch, there's no way the lights were going to come on. So they applauded, and they all thought that was fun. And so then he got back up and screwed all the bulbs in. And that's only one of the things that they did to tease me. But anyway, so as I come home, that's my dirt road ride, and I'm going to adjust my hat cam. I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.